we're going to do a new dashboard. We're going to call it minimum corner speed. Minimum corner speed. And we're going to edit this dashboard, which is blank. And we need to see the properties here. Dashboard properties. Too big. So we want 640 by 480 because that's the size of my screen. This is going to be minimum corner speed. I don't care about any of that right now. Got a blank screen. So what we want to do is use the text tool. I'll throw that somewhere near the middle. We need this text to pull data from Simhub. And we're going to go to, we can mess around with the format of the text, but what we want is instead of it saying text, we'll just do XXX because it's going to display speed. So here's where the magic happens. Now, stand by 1 minute here while I jump back over to a different window that you're not going to be able to see with Google Gemini. I did this earlier, and you could do this. My prompt for this was, I want to use, excuse me, my prompt for this, excuse me, take 3. My prompt for Google Gemini was, I want to use Simhub to display my lowest speed reached over the last 5 seconds. Is there a way to do this? Yes, there is a way. And it is using the NCalc formula. And Gemini goes on to basically explain it and then actually gives me the code, which I'm going to copy from Gemini. We'll pop back over into Simhub dashboard. And here's the NCalc formula is minimum. The 5,000 is milliseconds and then speed local. So basically what this is doing is looking for what's the minimum speed reached at any point in the last 5 seconds. And that's it. Okay. Let's test this dashboard now. 0. And if we go back into Simhub here, I have a saved replay that I use for stuff like this, basically. Captured in Gran Turismo. But if I run this and then go back to this dashboard, it is now showing the minimum speed over the last 5 seconds. Pretty cool, right? All right, let's pause this replay. And you can see that, it's cutting off, so it doesn't look great. So let's work on that a little bit. So what I noticed was it is showing decimals, so we don't really want that. So let's format this for whole numbers only. That is the raw result is what Simhub is getting from the game, and in this case, the replay. And that's how it's going to format it. And that should work great. And then we can also mess around with formatting this a little bit better where font, I don't know what this font is. Font I've been using because it matches my other custom dash is this Roboto, and I said that weirdly. Font weight, we'll go with like bold, and let's bump this up. And you can use the little arrows, or you could just do this. And then if we do that, we need to make that box a little bigger. Let's see, let's bump this to, oops, 150. And you can also move the position around with these. Sometimes you could just do this. And since I'm not really going to end up using this anyway, like this, um, this is for just for demonstration. So let's do this again. Test the dashboard. Let me go back and run that replay. Get back. You know what's funny is my rig is plugged in upstairs, and when I run the run the replay, it's actually triggering all the haptics on my rig upstairs. So there you go. Uh, Pretty easy, right? So that's how you make your minimum corner speed display. Now let's pause that replay again. Okay, and back to Dash Studio. So I can save this. You could use it as is, call it up on your different, your dedicated display unit, or you could use it on a tablet. You can use it in a browser, all kinds of different ways you could view it. So let's close this one out. So what I want to show you is, minimize that. Under Dash Studio, I have various dashboards now that I've played around with and used. This is one that I customized. Essentially, I started with Lovely Dashboard, which is why I've got LD in the title. Lovely Dashboard's pretty great, except I am running Gran Turismo 7. And so a lot of the information shown on the Lovely Dashboard doesn't actually get populated or updated from Gran Turismo 7. So what I did is started with that and then heavily modified it and ended up essentially with this one. So let's go ahead and edit my custom dashboard. I'll just walk you through it real quick. That is an idle screen, but it's actually, I think, pulling the idle screen from Lovely Dashboard plugin. This gets complicated. Not going to worry too much about that. So here's what I did. Let me just quickly walk you through this dashboard. On the top, we have throttle and brake telemetry trace over the last, I think it's like 7 seconds. Let's go ahead and figure that out real quick here. So brake trace chart, we've got it selected up here. We're going to go down and figure out where that chart formula was. The current value is, it is taking extra input properties, brake, but there should be a value for time. Here it is, points count. So it's, I don't remember exactly how this all calculates out or what that, what this value is actually means. I think what it is it's 700 points, so it's 700 points across. And the more points you increase, the larger span of time it displays on the screen. So if you want a little more detail and less overall time, you could put this to 200 or something. This seems to work pretty well for me, that once I go through a turn, I can kind of glance down and see what my brake tracing looked like, or throttle on the exit, stuff like that. So because we're not in the game or running it, it's showing kind of a representative brake trace. But this upper section here is dedicated to throttle and brake telemetry trace. And I've got just the time from the computer on here. Here is where I recently dropped in the minimum corner speed, and I'm probably going to end up revamping a lot of this dashboard, come up with a new one, because lap times I almost never look at because it's typically on the screen in game anyway. And fuel is also on the screen in game if you cycle through it. I think this might actually calculate slightly better than what's in the game. Hard to tell, but I typically use what's in the game. I've just realized over time neither one of these is really serving me well. And then this was a recent addition was heart rate monitor. So I got a cheap $20 Amazon heart rate monitor, chest strap heart rate monitor. So if I throw that on and it is, excuse me, Bluetooth to the Simhub PC, and then Simhub can grab that through some code plugin. I don't remember. I'm going to walk you. I'll do a different video that walks through how to make this one work as well. But that's pretty much it for minimum corner speed. And I'm going to do a quick edit on this because I kind of feel like it sits a little too low on my screen. So we're going to go move that up just a little bit and save it. And then let's go ahead and test it and run the replay. Switch back so you can see what that looks like. Whoa, what happened there? Is the throttle tracing is catching up, and then we're going to see brake tracing. But there you go. That is the minimum corner speed, or it's the minimum speed after minimum speed over the last. I think I have this program for 4 seconds, which I'll probably extend it. But you can see not terrible trail braking and speed in the last 4 seconds. Heart rate monitor is not working at the moment because I'm not wearing the heart rate monitor, but typically it would be showing heart rate as well. That's pretty much it. So SimHub Dash, there are some videos out there on how to use it. It's fairly intuitive, especially if you have any kind of programming background, if you've done JavaScript, HTML, coding, Swift, I guess really anything, any kind of computer programming, then this SimHub Dash will not be super difficult to understand and navigate around. I kind of just started by opening other people's dashboards, duplicating them, and then making a bunch of edits so that way you don't screw anything up. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully that helps you understand how to do this. Making custom dashes is pretty geeky, and but I like it. It's fun stuff. All right, see you on the next one.